He's making history with each new find in Tom's world every time. Tom's on the hunt. Tom's on the prowl. With a cam in hand and a curious plan. World secrets to be found in Tom's world now. Tom's World How.
Hey everybody, what is going on? Welcome to another live edition of This is Tom's World, where we just hang out, we shoot the stuff, as I said in the description of this live feed, and that's about it. We just talk about whatever. Kate, what is going on? When I saw there was one person in there waiting, I knew it had to be you. For some reason, I just knew. I said, well, hello there. What's going on, Kate? So hopefully everybody's doing well. Everybody had a good weekend. My weekend was it was all right. You know, I got to be by myself once again at work as far as maintenance goes. Anyway, I mean, of course, Rangers are there. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Um, I know that's you, James, James. You know, I never asked you. Maybe I did, Jim or James. I think I did ask you that before. I've asked a few people that because I mean, everybody puts their their full name on these things. Like I put Thomas instead of Tom, but I prefer Tom. But hey, Jeep Girl, what's going on? Obviously, I did not make a video this week. A lot of that had to do with the fact that on Sunday it was very windy, which would have made for piss poor audio on my video. Jim, okay, we'll go with Jim. See, now I know. From moving forward, I'll just call you Jim. It's a good name. It was my dad's twin brother's name. Dad's name is Tom. His brother's name was Jim. James Matthew. And my name is Thomas Matthew. So we both, I believe, got our middle names from their father, Matthew Nally. Yeah. Long, long gone. He passed away when my dad and his twin brother were like 10 or 11, something like that. But yeah, so Sunday it was a bit windy and there was a threat of rain most of the day. It didn't come till late in the night. It was like over the night, last night into today. So I didn't go out and make the video. I did drive around. I did reflect on some things. I did look some stuff up. Of course, stuff I looked up went to nowhere. I drove around for a little bit yesterday. Went out, got gas, and I drove around down McNulty Road, down to the end where they're doing the construction of the new warehouse, where I had expressed concern that their construction might interfere with the ruins of the prison farm. Then I went down Townsend Road, and I went to the end where there's like a little loop right where the Amazon warehouse is, and I did some thinking about like where I was with Townsend and how down towards the right was McNulty. And I remembered that when I went to the prison farm from that section, when I was looking for what I thought was different ruins, but it turned out to be them, just based on my coworker. Hey, Ray, what's going on? Yeah, I'll get to that in a second, Kate. And the ruins were off to the left of Townsend Road. So I don't think we have anything to worry about with the ruins of the prison farm. Hopefully, I did not get out of my car and walk around. I'm going to do that soon just to make sure, because I was told that the whole area was gated off. So we'll see. But getting Kate's comment about my grandmother. So yeah, my grandmother, she had 4 children, one of which she had very young, and her parents raised as their own. My Uncle Don, and then they had my Uncle Larry. Don and Larry had a different fathers maybe than my father and his twin brother. That was Matthew Nally. But yeah, she pretty much raised them on her own from age like 10 or 11 on. She did what she had to do to work. I think she did a good job. I mean, they had to go without. a lot in life, but they made it through. And then here I am, one of the offspring. So there are, of the twin brothers, there are 5 of us. My Uncle Jimmy had 2 daughters, and my dad had my 2 sisters, and then I. So, and then me. And then I, me, whichever is more correct to say grammatically. So, also another thing that happened in this past week, something rather interesting, and I've set up this whole thing uh, to to show this item that I have procured thanks to my mom. Happy Veterans Day, man. Um, so back when I did Groudon Mansion, Groudon, I believe it's pronounced Groudon, even though somebody said it was Groden and they knew the family and all that. Um, Regardless, when I did that video and the live that followed it, I had talked about how, as I was going through that tunnel into the cold storage room, how I felt a little bit like Indiana Jones. And it's been brought up a couple of times in comments on videos and the lives that I've done, where people have referred to me as like a Indiana Jones light in a way. Um, and well, somebody made a comment that I should have a certain item, and my mom apparently watched this. I don't know if she's watching right now. And Mom, if you're watching, feel free to say hi. If not, I'm sure she's watching the replay. Right now it's about 7:22. So if you're watching this and it's about 7:22, then you're watching me live. So I have this whole thing set up. Let me get ready for it. Miss Kate has already seen a preview of this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my camera off. You should still be able to hear me, and I'll make sure that you can hear me. I'll say, "Can you still hear me?" And then you guys can say yes when I shut the camera down, just to make sure. And then when the camera comes back on, you will see what I have procured thanks to Mommy. So, all right. No, it's not. Kate, you already know. Don't play dumb. Okay, so you guys can still hear me, right? Like, no worries, you can hear me and all that. Just to make sure. I know you can't see me because I've turned the camera off just for a moment, but I wanted to make sure you could hear me. Damn, somebody say yes. Yes, no, yes, yes. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. What's up, John? All right, so, oh, here we go. That's right. I have procured my very own real Indiana Jones hat. Um, it's a little big, but it's got some spacers I can put in there, which will help out a lot. But yes, this is an authentic hat. It's real. It's not costume or anything, and it doesn't sit the same. Like when I do that, it doesn't look like him at all. Like it goes up a little, and the sides are supposed to. That's right, Indiana Tom, 2 people at the same time. It's supposed to go down a little on the sides, and then in the front, you know. But this is me. This is Indiana Tom, Indiana Nally. Oh man! So once I get the spacers in there, and I feel comfortable going out in a wind, because right now with how loose this is, it would definitely come off in a small wind, um, and I don't know. It's growing on me more and more. I could have I still could just like get a large size and just have this. I'll wear the large size when I'm out, and then have this for in here. It's only a $40 hat, so it's uh, it's not too expensive. Um, But when I go to places where I will feel like Indiana Jones, there's a good chance I might wear this hat. Like if I go into some kind of cave or tunnel or something like that, I very well could be wearing this, which means it could get messed up, would be another reason to get another hat for outside and then have this one for when I do live feeds if I should decide to wear it. But yep, Indiana Tom. When you push the hat sides down, it looks like the hunter from Jumanji. Maybe. And when I do this, it looks like a cowboy. That's right, Aussie Tom. You love the hat? Hey, Rose, mom got this for me. And it was all based on a comment that was made during my one live feed where I talked about feeling like Indiana Jones, and somebody said you should definitely get an Indiana Jones hat. Matter of fact, it may have been Kate that said that. Now that I'm thinking of it, it sounds like something Kate would have said. Now I could go back to that video and watch it, but probably not gonna, because I'm not gonna sit there and watch myself talk. But yeah, this is my Indiana Jones hat. I don't think he had the feather. Oh, wrong side. The feather on this side. If I brush it back a little bit, there we go. I don't know if that comes out. I haven't tried yet. It seemed pretty stable in there. So, but yeah, this is my Indiana Jones hat. Now I'm gonna put my Tom's World hat back on. I'm gonna stick this over here for now. But it is definitely an authentic hat. Um, I mean, it's not like a costume thing. It's not like, I mean, when she looked up Indiana Jones hats, she said she did see, because it was around Halloween, she did see, different cheap hats and stuff like that. But then she saw this, and this hat is actually, it's from a company called, where's the name? A Different Touch, and this is called the Indiana Jones hat. So that is their rendition of it. Needs croc teeth. Yeah, but then that wouldn't be Indiana Jones. Then then that would be Crocodile Dundee. Even though his hat was slightly different, didn't have the little. I don't think his hat had the little dimples in the side and stuff like that. I think his was like just like straight around. Raiders. Oh no, that's worthy of bringing up on the screen. That's right. Cheers to you, man. That was a good one. Oh man, I'm pretty sure it had to have been you, Kate. The more I think about it, I think of everybody that would be in the comments, of which you are very frequently. I think that's more likely than something that you would have said. But yeah, that was a damn good comment, Robert or Ray. I mean Robert. Oh my God, I looked up. I was seeing Robert's name, and I meant to say Ray. My fault. Sorry. I mean, there's just so many people in here. I can't keep track of all 7 of you. Um, but there is still some more stuff for me to look at, to which a hat may be warranted. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get over to do this over at Benjamin Rush State Park, but there's some more stuff, and I do believe it's lingering stuff from Byberry. We'll say service tunnels, and that's all I'm going to say. Um, it's just a matter of whether or not Tom has enough guts to get down in them. So we shall see. If I can have somebody else come with me that has some upper body strength, just in case, with a rope. Maybe. We shall see. And if that's what it is, then I'm not going to be wandering around the whole thing, because I do know that the service corridors for Byberry were like miles long. I mean, they stretched from one side of the Roosevelt Boulevard to the other, and then some, and went around the different parts of the property. So I probably wouldn't go too far, but just far enough to see something cool, maybe. Um, I see some messages. Kate shared it to the Golf It chat. There you go. Thank you for that, Kate. Watch out for the ROUSs. That's right, rodents of unusual size. That's right. You didn't think I would get that, did you? But I somewhere around here, I don't know where I put it. I actually have the VHS tape of The Princess Bride. And no, it's not unmanly to watch The Princess Bride. It was a great movie. Great, great movie. Robin Wright Penn, um, what's his name? Carrie something. I forget his last name. Um, um, he was in the first Saw movie. He was in that movie with Alicia Silverstone. He did quite a few things. Carrie, yeah, I can't remember his last name. But Andre the Giant was in it. Carrie Elways, however you say it. Andre the Giant was in it. Billy Crystal was in it. The chick that played Laka's wife on Taxi was in it. I forget her name. She was also in Scrooged. She played the ghost of Christmas Past, I believe. Um, God, who else was in it? The guy, yeah, Andre the Giant. The guy that played Inigo Montoya, who would later go on to other things, and he looks nothing like he did back then. You wouldn't even recognize him now. But he's still a good guy from what I've seen in some of the clips and everything. Um, like he's done videos on his own as himself, like kind of thing. Um, and let's see who else was in that movie. Oh, the guy. Oh yeah, yeah, the guy that played Vincini or whatever that was, that little bald guy that was on the Cosby Show. Inconceivable. Um, oh God, who else? The guy that was in Fright Night, the original Fright Night, that played the vampire. Um, man, there has to be people I'm missing in there. Yeah, I can't remember anybody else off the top of my head. There's a lot of storm drain lines down running all around the creeks in Northeast. Usually look like cement cones with manhole lid on top. Oh yeah, I've seen them all over the place in the woods. They're in the woods, like not far from here. The woods that lead to Pequesing Creek, and then on the other side of that is Woodhaven Mall, or the Home Depot Plaza as they call it now. But it's always going to be the Woodhaven Mall, much like it will always be Franklin Mills and never Philadelphia Mills. You know, it's just in our hearts we still call these things what they were. Grand, I can't even say that. No, because if I say that second word, it sounds like something I shouldn't say. Ben Franklin's grave is down in Center City. I don't think that you can get directly up on it, but there's bars from the street, and people like throw coins onto the grave. It's like a cement top. Um, I can't think of the name of the cemetery it's in, but we can find out. But I do know it's in Center City, Philadelphia. Okay, Christ Church Burial Ground. If you look up Ben Franklin's grave, you'll see pictures of it and stuff. Um, I can't say that I've actually. I'm sure I must have seen it at some point in my life, but maybe during the time when I wasn't really caring about history. At some point, I'll get down into Center City to visit the old city part and do some of the historical things down there. It's just, at this current time, I know that that's mostly another YouTuber's territory, and while he doesn't own it, I respect other people and other YouTubers, and I'm not trying to step on toes or anything. But at some point, I'll get there. The guy who played Columbo and Fred Savage. Yeah, how can I forget that? Peter Falk and Fred Savage. Peter Falk, is Columbo. Pardon me. Would you happen to have seen a guy who's about yay high, and he wears a trench coat? Not a very good Columbo, but I've done better in the past. Hey, Patricia, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. I wonder if he preferred to be buried in the park where he felt happiest. Well, I mean, Ben Franklin, he was really all over the place. I mean, he sailed he probably spent more of his life sailing than he did not sailing. Between like going back and forth to different countries, England here, like all over the place. But he did spend a lot of time here because the suburb, Ben Salem, is named after him. It was originally, I think, just called Salem, and then they added the Ben part for him while he was still alive. They approached him about that. I remember reading that somewhere. And he wasn't too keen on the idea at first, but thankfully they still named it Ben Salem because, well, that's what we're used to. If we said Salem, people would think Massachusetts. Time for dinner. Kate wants to know what you're having for dinner. He's having boiled potatoes with ham, pineapple, and salad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't put fruit in with regular food. Like cooked food. Fruit to me, fruit that's cooked just doesn't taste right. I like raw fruit. Vegetables I could do either or, raw or cooked. That's different. But pineapples, no. Pineapples are great on their own, raw. Love them. Taste great, and I don't know. Wasn't there a tortoise cartoon called Franklin? Yes. Yeah, there was. It was like a kids show. Well, I mean, of course it's a cartoon, but I mean it was like a young kids show. I do recall that. He wore a cap, if I remember right. Pineapple on the side. All right, if it's raw pineapple on the side, then I can forgive that. If it's cooked pineapple, no. Because cooked pineapple tastes like butt. It really does. Like when people put pineapple on the ham and stuff like that. I remember as a kid, I tried a piece of that and I spit it right out. Like, no, that's not pineapple. I'm sorry, that doesn't taste like it at all. It lost all its sweet and it just became bleh. Not even bitter. Like it had a bitterness to it, but nah. Mm-mm. No cooked fruit for this guy. I eat my fruit raw. But so for the benefit of those of you who are now joining us that were not here earlier, I could do the whole thing again. I really can. Um, Shorter version of the story. At some point, I said I felt like I was Indiana Jones. Somebody made a comment, and we do believe that it was Kate that made the comment that I should have this accessory. And my mother saw this. And what's up, Chris? My mother saw this comment and she acted on it. So we will once again take out the camera and I will bring up the music and we will once again. Well, that just kicked off from where That's right. It's Indiana Tom. Same presentation I did earlier, just a shorter version. So this is my you have the same chair? The Emerge chair? I've had this for quite some time actually. Probably since 2021, I think. Um, but so my mom purchased this hat for me so that I might be able to be more like Indiana Jones as I go and discover some ancient stuff, even though it's not really ancient per se, but it is historical. So at some point you will see me wearing this hat in the videos. Not that you see me that much in the videos, really. You just see me in the beginning. I used to do like a face thing in the beginning and for the wrap up of the videos, but I don't know. I just stopped doing that. And you only see me in the beginning where I'm like, "Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. Today we are blah 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 blah." So anyway, back to my Tom's World ad. Just had to do that for those who are just coming in because there's like double the amount of people from when I did that. Um, so that's what I did for the Things Network with the Ruha. Yeah, you did, and I had this hat on in my thing for the Things Network. I was like, "Hey everybody, it's Tom here from This Is Tom's World, BB3 TV, and some shows here on Things Network." Yeah. Any new ideas for posts? No. I mean, I have some like a couple more things in Benjamin Rush State Park, um, and they do directly connect to Byberry, Philadelphia State Hospital. Um, but that's about it. I mean, I do there's a couple places I do want to go back and check out. Obviously, I still want to go back and check out the prison farm. I want to make sure. I know I was told, maybe it was by you, Jim, that it was like completely fenced off. But maybe it's not from all angles. So we'll give it a shot. I definitely want to get back over to Dinosaur Lake because I do know that there are a lot more homeless people that have been in there, and there's a lot more trash in the woods. But I want to see where the lake was itself. I want to see if it is dried up enough yet to walk on, and if indeed it is, that will spurn a series of videos that I'll sprinkle in. I won't do like back to back of me metal detecting there because my metal detector is now up and running. I don't have a pinpointer, but I can still use the metal detector itself. Pinpointer will come eventually, so that just helps to pinpoint where something is once I dig it up. But until then, I could just use the metal detector for that. So yeah, I'm not gonna if I start sinking into it, I'm out. That's what I've done every time I've gone there since the lake dried up. It's just that the soil itself has been too moist. However, even though it did rain slightly overnight, it was like a light rain throughout the night. We have been in a drought for a while here in this part of the states, here in the Philadelphia area, and it has prevented me from having my little fires out back in my fire pit, which has kind of upset me because I do have some stuff I need to burn. But with that being said, maybe it is okay to walk out onto the lake, unless there's a bunch of people camping out on it, which I hope not, the homeless people. But we shall see when we get there. I should probably bring some kind of defensive weapon with me if I can, even if it's just my walking stick or something. Um, but we'll see. There was supposed to be somebody else that went with me, or that was going to go with me into Dinosaur Lake. However, they are just too busy to do so, and that's okay. No worries there. I would have done it with or without them. As far as any new places, I don't really have anything as of yet. I can't really travel all that far right now. I am going through a problem with my alternator in my car, so I have to wait until I can get the replacement alternator and see if there's a couple people I know that might be able to help me out to get that in there, as I don't really know what I'm doing with cars much. Have you ever seen the lake at full capacity? How deep it was? Yeah, actually, if you go onto my channel and up at the top, you'll see like videos, this, that, and you'll see playlists. One of the playlists is the life and death of Dinosaur Lake. And if you go back to the very first video, the video quality is not that great. I was using like an older digital video camera at the time, so it looks older than it is. But I do go through the history of the place and everything, and I show it. And I was there a few times before the lake finally drained due to the tornado that came through that blew out the wall between the lake and the creek. Um, and I've been back there a couple times since then. It's been about a year since I've been back there, so I'm curious with the drought and everything if it's okay to walk out onto. That's not a knife. That's a knife. Yeah. Um, where do they go there? Isn't it in the middle of nowhere? What? I'm confused by that one, Kate. With a Ouija board? No, I'm good. I'm a little traumatized with Ouija boards from when I was a kid. Um, my between my cousins and my sisters. I've told a story before, and I don't know that I've told it on here before. But my cousins uh, had a Ouija board, and I was there a lot when they would use it with my sisters and stuff, and then they were doing it over here at the house one time, and they used to communicate with a guy named Clark on there. Where that came from, I don't know, but and I was very young, and I remember coming up to my room, and I think I even said out loud, "If you're in here, please don't scare me," not knowing that my the younger of my two older sisters was under my bed, and she reached out and grabbed my foot. I don't think I touched a single step when I ran down the stairs. I Oh my lord, that was horrible. Oh, um, why did the homeless go there? Isn't Dinosaur Lake in the middle of no? Well, it's I mean it's in the middle of a wooded area. I can if if you go on to Google Maps and you look up Philadelphia Mills Mall or Franklin Mills Mall, it should come up either way, and you will see the mall itself from the aerial shot is like in a lightning kind of symbol, and on the one side of the mall is it's the back end. There's a bunch of wooded area. It's in that area. You can actually see what was left of the lake if you know what you're looking for on that map on the Google Maps. But if you can go back in time in Google Maps, like 4 or 5 years, you would see the lake itself because there's like a little island in the middle of it that had the dinosaurs on it. Thus the term Dinosaur Lake. But it's not a huge wooded area, but it's a decent size. You know, I mean, you can walk around in it all day and not see the same thing twice. You know, going from one side of the creek to the other. Um, but yeah, it's. I guess you could call it the middle of nowhere, like Robert said. Man, that's probably why they're there. I definitely want to get to Burlington Island. Absolutely. I had a friend of mine who had two kayaks, and we were going to go there. And this guy decided to move down south. What's up, Jill? This guy decided to move down south. I forget where he is, North Carolina, South Carolina, one of the Carolinas. And he took his kayaks with him. So there goes that idea. But I definitely want to get over there because there's some stuff over there I'd like to find. You know, there's what's left of the carousel, the merry-go-round. It's like a round-ish concrete decline in the ground, and that's where it was. And then that carousel, I believe, went to Willow Grove Park, and then from there, I don't know where it went, but for some reason, I want to say it's over in Seaside right now, Seaside Heights, over in New Jersey. Let's see, look up Bethel Church, Philadelphia Mills. Kate Lake is behind it to the right. There you go. Thank you, Jim. Um, and of course, I mean, if you just Google Dinosaur Lake, Philadelphia, or Ben Salem, I mean, you're going to see my video come up. You're going to see videos from K&D Adventures, which is Kenny Biddle and his wife Donna. They were there a couple times. I was in one of those videos, um, and I don't know. Outside of that, the only videos you'll find is like there was a guy that did some fishing there. I saw at one point, and he was more focused on the fish that he was pulling out of there. And I think he mostly stayed by the creek and not the lake. But yeah, is that what that church is called? Bethel Church, the one that used to be the movie theater. I miss that movie theater, by the way. It was so much better than the one that's inside the mall. Even though it was smaller, I just liked it better for some reason. I don't know why. I think I saw Nightmare on Elm Street 4 in that, and I probably saw The Nightmare Before Christmas in that, and a handful of iconic movies that I saw there. And I do miss that. I also miss Franklin Mills being the way it used to be. I mean, now it's like mostly a dead mall, as most of them are. But back in the day, man, Franklin Mills was the place to be. You know, it was all bright and neon lights all over the place, and they had TV pits where you could sit in it and just watch all the different TVs that are on. 2 different food courts. One was an oldies food court. One was a sports food court. They had the 49th Street Galleria, which is now the Burlington Coat Factory, but you could still see the 49th Street Galleria in there if you had been in there when you walk around. And for those of you that aren't from the area, you could look up the 49th Street Galleria, and there is a report that was done back in the 80s. I believe it was, what was it, 88 when that opened? May 11th, 88, something like that. Why the date sticks in my head, I don't know. 87 maybe? It might have been 87. I know it was May 11th, though. But there was a report that was done on a show, I think it was called Visions, back in the day. But you could do, man, the high hair going on in that video is ridiculous. They don't show the people hanging out in the back outside of the 49th Street Gallery, because if they did, then you might have seen this face. Yep, 49th Street Galleria. I'd like that place, you know. When you first went in from the mall entrance, you had an orange Julius and something else right on the left side. I forget what was there with it. And on the right side, you had one of those machines. I think they called them the SR2s, where like it was like virtual reality kind of. You sat in it, and it was just like a capsule that would move and stuff. Like if you were on a roller coaster, you'd feel like you were really going down the roller coaster. And then straight ahead of you would be the pinball pit. And then beyond that would be the little building area where the whole first floor was nothing but video games. On the left side, the bowling alley. On the right side was a skating rink. They had a laser tag off on the right side somewhere too. I mean, it was an awesome, awesome place. It really was. It's a shame it had to go away. I enjoyed my time there, whether I was inside or outside. Even though I never had money when I went there, but still, I enjoyed hanging out. And we knew how to get free phone calls on the payphones, so that was another good thing. Little code you put in. See, how about Neshaminy before they start removing and changing the structure? Neshaminy. How about Neshaminy before they start removing and changing what structure? What all are you talking about, Jen? Flag store. Was there a flag store there at Franklin West? Yeah, there was, wasn't there? Was that just off of the main court? The mall. Oh, Neshaminy Mall. I got you. You know what? I could. Um, I mean, there's another YouTuber who's gone there a couple times with the whole Dead Mall series type things. Um, but I definitely could. I mean, nobody'd really be in my way because half of the mall is definitely dead and it's going to disappear. So I could. And you know what? You know what I wonder. Speaking of Chamonix Mall, so the big sign that's out there that says Neshaminy Mall, it's in the exact same shape as the totem pole that used to be outside Neshaminy Mall. I wonder if that totem pole is still underneath all of that, or is that did they take that away and put it somewhere? I missed that. Oh, the place smelled like fudge from the fudgery. Yeah. Matter of fact, the YouTuber I was talking about actually used to work at the fudgery at one point. Didn't last long there from what he said, but he did work there. See if I can find a picture of that totem pole. That's got to be online. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to bring up 2 images. No. Open image in new tab. Open image in new tab. Make them a little bigger. Not the best images in the world. Okay, so just for those of you who aren't from here, so you know, Where are the kids hanging out these days? Malls I have no idea. They're just hanging out in their houses, talking on their computers and stuff like that. Not that I can knock people for that, because I mean that's what I do. What I do right here. But let me see. Share screen. So this is the old totem pole that they had there at Neshaminy Mall. And you can see it says Neshaminy Mall on the bottom left there, right? So if I remove that, and then I share, keep that little totem pole in mind, and then here is the current one. So same spot, I believe, and in the same shape. So I got to wonder, is that totem pole still underneath there? I don't know. I really don't. It could be. I don't know if anybody even knows. But the Neshaminy Mall was a cool place to hang out as well. Um, I hung out there quite a bit as a young guy. I think I mentioned before, my aunt Joyce used to work at, I believe she worked at Strawbridge's, and while she would work there, she'd take me with her, and I just kind of roam around the mall either on my own or my friend Ron would meet up with me. Yeah, it just looks like they built on top of it, doesn't it? And we just hang out, go in the stores, up and down the escalators, play with keyboards, go into Spencer's, and, whatever. If we had a couple bucks on us, we'd stop, get a pretzel. It was a good time. Um, but hanging out at Franklin Mills, I hung out with a lot more people, and there's a lot of people that I met there, including Stephanie, my goddess. That's where I met her as well when I was about 15, 16 years old. Um, so it's been a long time that we've known each other. So I have a lot of fond memories of that place and hanging out there, out back. All of us just chilling. Somebody has a radio. We're all hanging out and joking around, and I'm there doing my jokes and my impressions and stuff like that. Impressions that I can no longer do, like Bobby, like Howie Mandel's Bobby. I've totally lost that, mostly from years and years of like smoking and drinking beers and stuff like that. Raging Waters Car Wash was the hangout spot. Really, that's still there. It's still there, because I do go there on occasion. I haven't been there in a while, but I do drive past it, and it's there. Remember Ron Rogers in the Chamonix? No. Oh, Roy Rogers. Oh yeah, yeah. Roy Rogers was a great restaurant, and now the only place you can find it is at rest stops on the turnpike. I used to love the fact that they had the fixins bar on the side, so you could put on everything you wanted yourself. You just get the plain burger and stuff. You add the onions, the lettuce, the pickles, the condiments, all that stuff. That was a great idea. Not very sanitary, but it still made for a really good burger. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I definitely remember Roy Rogers. I used to have a friend of mine that worked at the Roy Rogers at Welsh and the Boulevard, which I think is now a bank. Um, yeah, I can't remember the name of the bank that it is, but my friend Corey, who I knew from high school, he used to work there. I think he was like a manager there or something. I doubt he's watching. Um, Pretty much a lot of the people from my real life. It's a rare occasion when they make an appearance here on my chat for my channel. I mean, unless I post the link to my main Facebook page, which I've only done a couple times. More so in the beginning, and I've done like once or twice recently. Um, but the people from the real life, they're like, oh, whatever, that's him doing that YouTube thing, whatever, he's annoying, whatever, however they feel about it. I mean, my Aunt Rose was in here earlier. She did make an appearance. My mom has not said anything as of yet, so I guess she's not watching now. She'll probably catch the replay. So for you watching the replay, hi mom. Everybody say hi, mom. This is Tom's mom, wherever she is. Um, yeah, I had a squirrel moment there. and I lost my train of thought. Well, it would be a good name for a water park, wouldn't it? But that'd be an awfully small water park. You know, the slides would be like 2 feet long, like woo. But that would be a cool place. Like if you know what, if they could somehow refurbish Dinosaur Lake and make that into a water park with all that wooded area right there and all the hills and everything, I think that would be cool. But I still say to this day, the coolest idea, and if anybody can do it, please do it. More power to you. I wish I could, but I don't think I would get the loans for it. The miniature golf course out there by where Nifty 50 was, Nifty 50s was on Street Road in Ben Salem. I did a video there. All the guts are there. Some of the plumbing might have to be redone and the electrical and stuff like that. But you could just base a new miniature golf course off of that. You could get like some batting cages, some go kart tracks, um, get a little indoor area with some video games and a concession stand. Man, the people of Ben Salem would love that. They have nothing like that right now in Ben Salem. Hey, Lori, what's going on? I didn't even see if you've commented before, but obviously you've been here long enough to have seen Indiana Chom. Indiana Chom. That's right. My name's Chom. This is Chom's World. That's right. Indiana. Doesn't work well on the other ad. Because I walked through there before. It just needs, yeah. It just like a lot of the plant life that they put in there has grown out of control. I mean, they're not weeds. You could tell that, but that could just be all gutted and restarted. There is a lot of weeds growing up, and some cracks in the cement here and there. All the green on the courses, of course, need to be redone. But the hard part is already there. It's just a matter of fixing it. Like you get a loan for however much it is. I think when I looked it up, we were talking. It was like 7 figures to buy that place. You know, so like over $1 million, which is ridiculous for the condition it's in. But you know, if you got a loan for the down payment for that, and then use the rest of the loan for the restoration and the making of a building and everything, have proper restrooms in there and stuff like that, and then just start with that. That alone would be great, and you could accumulate money, and then maybe eventually expand and have an indoor miniature golf course so that it's year round. And I mean, the possibilities are endless, and I would love to be able to do that, but I really don't think that I would get the okay for the loan for that, and I'm not confident that I could put it all together in that time. I mean, unless I had like my brother-in-law come on board with me and become a partner or something, maybe him and his son. Um, I don't know. I mean, I've had all different kinds of thoughts about it, and not so much just for making money, but just for like at least breaking even on it, right? And then being able to pay back the loan and stuff like that, and just having a place for people in Ben Salem to be able to take the family, and have a good time. You could have like outdoor and indoor versions of everything, of the go karts, of the miniature golf, batting cages, and it would be good for year round. Maybe for people in the summer who don't like being out in the heat and would rather be in an air conditioned building, to take their kids, miniature golfing or something, or go on go karts or whatever. Um, would be a phenomenal idea. I mean, if I could get on board with a bunch of people and do that, that would be all that much better. Um, but the space is there; it's just sitting there. Somebody had said in as a comment on a video, "Oh, well, that place was demolished; it's gone." No, it's not. It's still sitting there. I drive past it frequently, and I can see it. And there's enough land there that you could do something with. I mean, even if you couldn't do like go karts inside and outside, there's still more than enough room to have like a small go kart track inside and outside, a parking lot, and the miniature golf outside and inside, and the I don't know, maybe batting cages or whatever. I mean, like, the possibilities could be endless. And then if you make enough money there, maybe go find a bigger plot of land. If you're making enough money, like hand over fist kind of thing, and then just open up another one somewhere, like a bigger version of it. And it used to be called Marty's Circus of Fun before it was Nifty Fifties. And if I started that, it could be Tom's World of Fun. Tom's World, Tom's World, Tom's World of Fun. Why not? Simple. The restaurant's gone. Yeah, but the golf course is still there. Yeah, I mean, the floor of the restaurant is still there. You can still see the red tiles that were the floor, and you can almost make out where like the booths were and stuff like that, and the kitchen, and you could see where the bathrooms were. Drove down Route One and saw Steak and Ale is going. Oh yeah, that place like right next to where Byberry used to be. I know what you're talking about. Right there at Old Lincoln Highway and Route One. Yeah, they knocked that down a few months ago. I was surprised to find that out. I would have thought somebody would have refurbished that. I mean, it's an ideal place. It's right off of the turnpike. People coming into the city from the turnpike. Why it never did well, I don't know. It must have been marketing. It must have been something to do with the food. Maybe it wasn't that great. I don't remember. I don't remember that place. I know I had been there before, but I don't remember how the food was because I was just like a kid, and that was when it was a steak and ale place. It might have been called the Steak and Ale. I don't know. But then I know it became a diner, kind of, and it didn't last very long. But I also remember when back behind that, where the Neshaminy Interplex is, there used to be a drive-in there, drive-in movie theater. Because I had been to that, and I think I had this conversation last on my last live. I don't know, but I remember being at that one. I remember being at the Andalusia Drive-In, and I think there was another one in the area. I just can't remember, and I may have said that on the last time too. But the only remnants of a drive-in that you can find anymore is I'm blanking on the name again. I was going to go and cover it, but it's private property, so I can't. Not saying I didn't go in there and check it out, but I didn't put it on film. I'm not saying I did go in there either. Just saying. But some of the poles are still there. The screen's not there anymore. It was like a Route One North something was the drive-in. Um, let's see, what do we got going here? I do feel it's a great shame there doesn't seem to be the investments anymore. No money into youth activities. Yeah, and there really should be for like family activities. And in Ben Salem, there's not really much for families to do. Inflate was no, that was a different place. That was the place that had the plane outside, right? The Inflate. Let's see, Inflate Bucks County. It had the yeah. It had the oh no, that was something different. That was called the airplane. I was thinking it actually had an airplane outside. Let's see, Inflate Restaurant. Let me keep looking. So I can't see the comments right now. Inflate. Let's see. Inflate Steak and Seafood Grill, Abington. No, that can't be it. I keep seeing Abington when I look up Bucks County. Feasterville. Inflate Feasterville. So that would have been on East Street Road near Central Ave. I do remember the in-flight though. I know I was there with my parents as a kid. We used to, like, every Friday we would always go out to eat, and we go to a different place all the time. Let me catch up here. Fairless Hills in the woods near a Red Raven. Hmm. Let me go back to my comments tab over here so I can see them all. All right. Restaurant is gone, but the golf course is still there. The big plane in Pendle. Yeah, my grandfather got the permit to have it put there. Really? That's very, very interesting. I do remember being at that restaurant. I also remember being at the 94th Aero Squadron before it became flat spin over off of, what is that, Red Lion Road, um, near the Boulevard at the Far Northeast Airport. And they had the little headphones, and you could listen to the chatter between the pilots and the towers and stuff like that. The Roosevelt Drive-In. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tom, a drive-in movie place in this post-COVID era of Bluetooth would be. It would. That's another thing that I said that should be done. I mean, of course, not this time of year, but maybe this time of year the planning could start for it. But I think drive-ins would be a great thing because you would no longer need to, like, have the poles to bring in the things, or to I mean, you could have them there for people that don't have Bluetooth capability on their phones or in their cars, but most of the people do, and you could just have a Bluetooth thing going on for the audio, and bam. I mean, and people can sit in their own cars, and you can have your concession stands and stuff like that. I mean, I think drive-ins would do great right now. Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. Um, that was Flannery's and Pendel that had the actual plane, Jim Flannery's. Yeah, but it said the airplane. What is it? Well, I lost it now. Um, well, there was one in Levittown too. Well, I guess that's close to Pendel. Yeah, and this one says it's in. It was a picture taken by Laveau, Carl Laveau, I believe. I was in one of his articles, and it's just called the Airplane Family Restaurant and Diner, um, and it had the airplane on top. Yeah. Let's see. Anyone been to Feeney's lately? Yeah, I know the name, but I can't picture Feeney's. Um, my great grandfather was the type of guy who everyone knew. He helped Rizzo become mayor. He also knew Reagan. Wow. Well, Reagan, he was an all right guy. He had a decent sense of humor. I mean, he could be serious, which is, I mean, I guess a good thing in a president. But I mean, I'm not giving an opinion on him, a political opinion, because I won't do that. I just mean him as a person, the actor. Ronald Reagan, the actor. Quote from ow. Quote from Back to the Future. Slap at the like button. It was originally Flannery's. I was probably there more so when it was the airplane diner, or whatever it was. It's the airplane family restaurant and diner, which is weird because it even looks like it has a little mini tower in the back too. I don't really remember that, but again, I was just a kid. Wow, that's heavy, Doc. Heavy. Why do you keep saying heavy? Is there some kind of problem with the world's gravitational pull in the future? Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I know the movies well. Someday, I'll make it to, what is it, the Universal Studios backlot tour or whatever, where it has that little town square in it. Someday I'll make it there and do a video there once I fly out to the West Coast for that. Well, when I'm big and famous and I'm making money off of this stuff and I can afford that. Because I mean, it's not just Back to the Future that was filmed there. It was Gremlins was filmed in that little town square there. An early episode of the Twilight Zone. It might have been the first episode of the Twilight Zone, actually. So yeah, it's got some history there, and I'd like to get there someday, and just to see the backlot tour because there's a lot of like filming locations there. I think you could see what was originally the Munsters house, which was then used for what was it? Something Housewives, Jersey Housewives, or whatever the hell it was. The Mahoning Drive-In out in the Poconos is pretty awesome. If you ever get a chance to go there, it's like the '80s are preserved there perfectly. Yeah, that might have been the place that Stephanie was telling me about. She said it's not like super far, but it's still functional. Um, I definitely would love to go to a drive-in. I haven't been to a drive-in since the prepubescent years. It's been a minute because I'll be 50 soon, so uh, not too far off. Anyway, in the near future, beginning of February, got to do something for my 50th though. I don't know what. Oh, and it's still open. That's great. I would definitely love to see it. That would be awesome. As long as they're not showing a lame movie. But even if they're not, if they let me go in there like during the daytime when they're not operational and I could just walk around and do things and check out things, that would be awesome too. Uh, but of course, I'd have to contact them beforehand before making the drive out there because it's not like it's right around the corner. But it's not super far. Something that we could definitely make a day trip out of, Stephanie and I, and then go there at nighttime and watch a movie. That would be great. But I still think we need something like that around here. I mean, we haven't had a drive-in in this area since the '80s. Easy. I don't think in the '90s there was any drive-ins around here anymore. Wow, I've been on here for over an hour. It didn't even feel that long. That's crazy. I'm gonna keep going though. No fear. Don't go anywhere. Stay here with me. And then when we're done, you can just go back and watch some of my videos because they're really cool. We didn't do it, but there was an option to camp overnight too. That would be awesome. Camping in a drive-in theater, as long as it's safe. Wouldn't want some like wandering hobo to come in and start robbing everybody. But yeah, that would definitely be cool. I mean, there's some things up towards the Poconos that I've yet to get to that I will. I mean, obviously, I got to Jim Thorpe and we did that a little bit. I didn't see all of it, and I know there were some people that commented in the comments on Facebook and on my YouTube video saying, "Well, you didn't even see half of it. You just saw this and this and this and that." Well, listen, it was a long day. The day before that was an even longer day because we were at Bushkill Falls and we did the hardest trail there is to do there. And then we're walking around Jim Thorpe, which is nothing but hills. Thank God for the little winery we came across because doing the flight of that wine did help a little, um, ease the pain. But that place was really cool. That winery. If you haven't seen the Jim Thorpe video I did in recent times, go back and check that out. Just for the name of that winery because that place was super cool and the people were like absolutely nice. I loved them. It was great. When I was talking about filming in there, they're like, "Yeah, we don't care." And then I said, "Well, this music that's playing, I'm worried about getting copyright." And she's like, "No, this is the owner's son playing this music right now." So I had no worries. Not that I filmed extensively in there. There's a drive-in in Williamstown, New Jersey. Was great for live music during the pandemic times. That would have been cool. Yeah, Jim Thorpe is an awesome, awesome place. It's even better if you can get there like between Thanksgiving and Christmas, because like I said before, it's like walking into a Norman Rockwell painting. It's like it's phenomenal. I can't explain it. You just have to see it yourself. When there's no movie, the grounds could be could house a flea market. Yeah, I think didn't they do that at a drive-in before? I seem to recall that now that you bring that up. Wasn't there a local drive-in where sometimes on Sundays or whatever they do a flea market in there? It might have been the Andalusia. It might have been the one on Route One near Old Lincoln Highway. I can swear there was something like that. Manhattan during Christmas time was epic. I can't say I've never been to Manhattan during Christmas time. I've been there a handful of times, small handful of times. But it was always a good time as long as you have enough money because it's a little expensive going around in New York. There, Tacony Bridge Drive-In had a flea market. I don't remember the Tacony Bridge Drive-In. Maybe I was there and I just don't remember. No, instead, what is going on? How are you, brother? I hope you are feeling much, much better. I know you've been through a lot in the last like week or so, but I was glad to see that you're home. I didn't catch your live feed when it happened, but I did. I did watch it afterwards. Mr. Gnomestead is invincible. Invincible, this guy. Do you guys ever say jumble sale, British version of flea? No, I can't say that we ever call it that. It's always a flea market. Yeah, Kate, Gnomestead's been through some stuff. I should have actually talked about that last night while we were playing Minecraft. I didn't even think to bring that up. We were talking about so many different things and being involved and just building our house there and everything. Um, but I'll fill you in on that, or you can go to his channel and check it out, which would be better because then you give him views. Um, but he's been through some stuff lately, and he's definitely a good man, and he deserves everybody's support. So if you haven't done so already, go check out. Let me get the full name here: The Gnomestead, My Alaska Life. Go check him out. He has some awesome, awesome videos. Uh, Thanks, not too shabby. Same misfit toy with a new battery. There you go. There you go. Yeah, go check out his latest videos. You'll see what he's been through. I don't want to say it out loud or whatever, just because of respect and stuff like that. Plus you give him views, which is good. Nomi deserves views. Even though, not all YouTubers that interact with him might say that. By the way, we're not going to talk about that right now. And for that other YouTuber, I'm just busting your balls. Don't worry about it, man. No hard feelings in any way. Um, so what else? What else? What else? I know there's not going to be much more what else because I'm almost done the second beer, and half, a little more than halfway. Little. And the urge to pee is there, but it's slight, so I can ignore it for now. And we can go on longer than I normally do because normally by now I've done the video and I'm going. But nope, new Northern Lights video uploading. Cool. Now, when do you when you upload videos? And this is going to be YouTube talk for you non-creators, which you are more important than the creators. By the way, just saying, the non-creators are more important than the creators because you're the guys that watch us and give us the views, and that's awesome. Um, but when you're uploading, how long, if you have like a 20-minute video, how long does it take for the uploading process? Because for the longest time, because I upload in 4K, not just 1080p, I upload in 4K, and there was a time where it took hours for like a 20 some minute video to upload. Now recently, I don't know what's going on, Boom. It's like done in like half hour, maybe 40 minutes. Edward Kaiser says, I believe the Route 1 drive-in was in trouble for showing adult movies, which caused numerous accidents to rubbernecking drivers. I guess, yeah. If that's the one that was on, like over by Old Lincoln Highway, I guess I could see that because you could technically see the screen from Route 1. But see, that was on the fault of the drive-in. They should have like had fencing or something or shrubbery growing up or something. Um, Freedom says, "Oh, I got videos around an hour, and it's all bands." Yeah, I mean, it's for a while. It was like even just for the 1080p ones, it was taking like at least 3-4 hours. It's crazy. Yeah, 4 to 6 hours, 4K 16 hours. But now I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, when I upload my 4K videos, which I think my last video that I did on Byberry was in 4K. I'm pretty sure. Let me see here real quick. Go to my channel, videos, Benjamin Rush State Park. Oh, well, of course there's get it, which I'm gonna. There we go. So yeah, yeah, my that one's all right. I'm competing with my own voice in my ear. That one was 4K, and it took less than an hour. And that video is what 19 minutes and 10 seconds long. So I don't know what happened that changed things, but it's weird. You upload you upload through your phone, so you stick to 1080. See, I what I do, like I have my computer here, which I'm on now. Um, the charging cord for my phone, I just take it out of the plug and I put the USB up here in my phone, and then I download from my phone onto my computer, and then I have a video editing software that I use on here. It's actually Filmora, um, Wondershare or Filmora, and then I edit it in there, and then I export it from there, and then I upload it from the computer. But I don't know what was going on that for a while it just seemed to take forever for videos to upload. But now it seems to go by quicker. So I don't know what YouTube did, but I appreciate that they did it. I have an editing app on my phone, and I just upload from the phone and stuff. Yeah, I mean I could do that, but I enjoy having the 4K version there for people who have the capacity to be able to run the 4K if they'd like it in that high definition, especially for the wooded areas and stuff like that. So you can see more of the detail. Not that you can't see it with 1080p. I mean, 1080p would be fine if you were watching it on a big screen TV. But once I found out that my phone had the option to do 4K, I was like, oh well, screw that! I'm doing it in 4K all the time. So it was a definite thing I had to do. Hmm. That's right. Just like Jim says, hit that big thumbs up button. It's down here. If you're watching on YouTube, which it would seem that most of you are, um, and even if you're watching it on Facebook, you can hit the like button. But do make sure that you are all subscribed to the channel. Go to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you'll be sure to be notified once I upload new videos or when I go live, which is usually every Monday around 7 to 7:30. Same thing I say at the end of every video. I'm not going to go through it all. It's like embedded in my head. I could say it if I was like half asleep and drunk. It's, you're not monetized. How many subscribers you got? Let me see. Freedom King Films. see. Let's see. Freedom King Films. Make sure I got the right thing. 315. Okay. Let me go back here. 315. You have 320 videos. Wow. That's quite a bit. A lot of live music and stuff like that. My suggestion, if you haven't already thought of this, and I'm not saying you hadn't, but you could be sharing the link to your videos in groups on Facebook that are uh, of that would enjoy those videos, that would be fitting for them. You know what I mean? Like local music, or just the area, like where you happen to be filming. Like if you're filming in Ben Salem or something like that, it could be in a Ben Salem group, and say, here was the performance of so and so at this place. Um, and you've done that, okay? Because that's where I get a lot of my traffic, is from the Facebook posts that I put up. Um, but you could also reach out to other social media too. Of course, you got Instagram, Twitter, and all that. But you could look into Reddit as well. A lot of people still do use Reddit, and you could start posting there. And they have groups and pages and stuff like that there as well that you can post to, and that can help. Maybe try making some content where excuse me, where you interview these bands and stuff like that too. It doesn't have to be like professional interviewing. Just like you set up the camera on a tripod or whatever and just talk to them. How'd you guys start, and and where do you hope to go? Things like that. Or you can even do it online like this in a live feed, which is no trick really. I mean, I know some people who are not too swift who can do this, and without a problem. And I'm sure you're well beyond that, not too swift. So I mean, especially if you have like 360 videos up there already, um, and those things can help. Like doing live feeds can help, especially for that genre. Like, I mean, if you start posting live feeds of these, I didn't even look to see if you did. No, you don't have lives on there. Okay, so you just have videos and shorts, two shorts. Um, but yeah, I mean, anything you can do to help your channel is always a good thing. And I'm always willing to help out anybody I can. Beer's about done. hmm It's kicked now. So I guess with that, I'll probably wrap this up so that I can go pee and stuff like that, and then I have some stuff I got to do downstairs. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me, man. You guys are all awesome. You always are, and I appreciate all the support and all the comments and all the likes and everything. I cannot begin to thank you all enough. I enjoy and appreciate each and every one of you. So always, always feel free to contact me on my This Is Tom's World Facebook, which you can find in the description down there if you're watching this on YouTube. The Yo Show on here does do some band interviews. Oh, cool. It's always a great community. I love this community. You guys are awesome. You really are. I can't say it enough. But thank you again for joining me for another live feed here. Even though I didn't do a video on this week, or in this week, I should say. Um, oof. And thank you for all that you do, Gnomestead. I mean, you are an awesome guy, and you have overcome a lot in the last week. And I am proud to call you my friend, and I envy your strength. I really do. Um, but do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel if you are not. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and make sure you go check out the merch shop. That's down there too. And also a link to my Venmo is down there if you wanted to donate to the channel without using YouTube or anything like that. Possibility is always there. Any donations are always appreciated, and they always go to gas and stuff like that to help get me around. I don't get paid a whole lot. I work for the state. So the pension may be good, but the pay currently sucks. So what are you going to do? I love my job, though. I just hate to pay, and I hate dealing with the people that come to the park. But what are you going to do? Not everybody. Like, I would put that out there just in case any of the walkers that come there are watching. You guys are awesome. It's the picnickers that come there that kind of make life hell, especially when the pool's open. Anyway, I ramble and ramble and ramble. Um, so thank you all, and I will see you all again soon, or you'll see me, and I'll be talking to you, whichever way you wanted to look at it. But make sure you stay safe. Kate, you are freaking awesome. I love you. You definitely, definitely are. There we go. Donation from Kate. Um, so anyway, make sure you all stay safe, stay healthy, take care, and I will talk to you all very soon.